Welcome back. We are still continuing our Louisiana Legends talk of the Fifolet. Brady and Tait, y'all are our experts today.
Well, you know, well, that's a loose term.
Go ahead.
Well, one thing that I want to touch on really quick, just because you said that, is that I really think that it's amazing that here in Lafayette, Louisiana, we have such a scholarly look at our local folklore. It is really absolutely one of the few places in the world that you can go and do like postgraduate work on the region's folklore. And we have
really
some
cool.
amazing scholars like Nathan Rabelais and Brandon Scheck-Snyder and Dr. Rachel Doherty and Dr. Barry Onsley, who go in depth into these great stories and what they all mean to our culture and history and tradition. And I just think that it's really amazing that we live in a place where these kinds of folk tales are looked at with such a level of regard and respect.
Earlier, Tait was just talking about like what could be actually the cause of the glowing fifilets, and it was just the swamp gases, and that was the first thing you said, and I was
blown away. I was blown away by that.
Well, and I think too, what we look at Wildcat Brothers, when we name our products or we name our cocktails, we want to make sure that it has some sort of cultural relevance because we're so proud of our Acadiana roots, and we want to tell a story behind it because that's what connects people.
And we were talking too, somehow Fifolet is connected with pirates.
Did
I hear you correctly?
It is. So here's
How?
So we talked a lot about the Fifolet and being scared, and on the bottle it says right at the bottom, chase the light. That's coming from the pirate aspect of it. So you got to think back to when the golden age of pirates and privateers in Louisiana. You know, Jean Lafitte and his brother Pierre, they were all throughout the coastal Louisiana.
Yeah.
And they were, smuggling and burying treasure and, looting and doing pirate stuff. But what they would do is that a lot of times they would be doing this at night so people wouldn't see them. So, they'd have their lanterns, and the people living on the coast or living around, they were going, "Oh my gosh, this is glowing orb."
It's a Fifolet.
It's a Fifolet. Yeah. So the pirates would
so don't go.
Yeah. So leave it alone. But also from the pirate standpoint, the pirate folklore, it became a thing of, say for example, I'm a captain of a ship and I have some treasure. I'm going to bring my friend Mike. He and I are going to go buried in the swamp somewhere.
I don't feel like this is going to end well for you.
It's right. It's going to be bad.
This is great, dude.
So we would take our treasure, we'd go someplace, we'd dig the hole, I'd say, "Mike, thank you for your service." Boom. And he would take a dirt nap on top of the buried treasure, and I would bury him. Now, I'm the only person now who knows where that treasure is buried.
Is this a step-by-step or is this a theoretical?
No, this is kind of a folklore that pirates used to tell because.
I'm just wondering if I'm in danger here.
No, you're not in danger. That's
Not at this moment.
Not at this moment.
Not at this moment. Okay.
But what it was is that the Fifolet was actually the soul of the person protecting the buried treasure. So if you lost the map or you didn't know, and pirates and anybody in the maritime, they're very suspicious about things and they have a lot of folklore. So when the pirates would go, if there would be a Fifolet that wouldn't let them alone, they would think that it was the soul of somebody telling them to go find the treasure. So they would chase the light, follow the light throughout the swamp, and when it dipped in the ground, that's where they suspected they knew where to find the treasure. So it was kind of a different sense of the fear of not knowing what this was, to the pirates almost looking at it as a place to as a guidepost.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Who knew? And because we were talking about the Fifolet, I feel like a year ago when you first came on and talked about the rum, I'm like, what's a Fifolet?
Yeah.
And then I'm learning so much today. My mind is blown.
And that's the thing about our heritage. I mean, the folklore, the traditions, and it's really kind of cool, just as Brady said, to dive in there and to find purpose, because I mean we're still making sense of the legends today, and again we're using it to sell rum.
I love that.
I know, why not?
Michael, you, my friend, we're out of time for this discussion, but we have another discussion coming up on Monday for Louisiana Legends. I think we're covering the Rougarou, which is going to be really fun. You, my friend, have a look at the weather.
I also would like to apologize to Tait for my ignorant comment about the Fifolet, but we have moved on. We have lots going on in the weather world. Yes,
there we go.
We have cloudy skies coming into all parts of Acadiana. 68 in Church Point. Take a look at the Queen City Test camera. 66. We're tracking clouds everywhere.
Always tracking, always alerting. Here's your Storm Track 15 weather.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at what we're seeing from all of our cameras here in Acadiana. 68 degrees out there in Crowley. We were seeing a little bit of fog out there earlier, but most of that actually was in portions of Lafayette, maybe portions of New Iberia, or Church Point. But Crowley was actually quite clear all morning long, and we didn't see really too much of anything going on. We had a little bit of a breeze. I think that may have had something to do with it. We didn't see much of that fog really developing. Although it was very patchy around the region, we're still going to be holding on to overcast skies regardless of how we were this morning, because that is long gone. We are still going to be tracking lots of overcast skies in Church Point as well. You can see this camera is a little bit higher than the rest of our cameras, and we still managed to catch some of that fog around Acadiana. So very foggy morning that we had around Acadiana this morning. 66 degrees right now in New Iberia, same thing, seeing overcast skies. That is on Amador and Lewis Street. Looks like traffic is nice and easy over there. And a look at the Cajun Dome, last but not least, 68 degrees here in Lafayette. Now, Queen City Test camera, we are going to be tracking more in terms of these cloudy conditions. We are still sitting at 66, but look at the winds. We're seeing them switch out of the north just a little bit, and I think that may give us a little bit more in terms of maybe some leeway to get rid of some of this, some more of this potential just mugginess or just ickiness in the skies, just trying to get rid of as much of this clouds as possible. And you're seeing that Morgan City actually has a decent amount of wind right now coming out of the northeast at 11 miles per hour. New Iberia looking about the same, but Lake Charles is completely calm. We may be seeing some cloudy skies over there as well. And all four of us, let's just take one last look at it. We're saying that we are all in cloudy skies. Now the headlines for today, mostly cloudy skies. I think the sun's going to come out a little bit later on in the day, get rid of some of those overcast skies. And as we go into tonight, cooling off. We're expected to get temperatures a little bit lower than we're used to. And then tomorrow, we're going to be flipping the switch a little bit. We're supposed to go even warmer, but that is also taking into account if we don't see what we saw today with more of these clouds completely dampening us and putting us in the shade. Now, these numbers also, I adjusted Lafayette's numbers, but I have not updated these. This is what it was before. I don't think we're even going to get close to that, because of just how much these clouds are dampening our potential temperatures that we could have reached. And I think we're gonna have to adjust these as well, getting into the 70s later on. That may still happen, but I think it's going to be a bit of a long shot, especially as we go into the rest of today. Now, where we're going to be for tomorrow, we do have a cold front making its way into the region on Friday evening into the early nighttime. So that's going to warm us up at first with the warm front that's associated with it. That's going to get us up to 87, but then the cold front comes through. We get some cooler weather on Saturday. Hopefully we get some clearer weather for the solar eclipse. It's an annular solar eclipse. It's around 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Not going to be a total eclipse, but you could still hopefully see a little bit of that sun missing. Shadows are going to be looking a little weird. But we also have sunny skies after that, and temperatures will be in the 40s for morning lows on Tuesday.
Welcome back. It would not be a Thursday without a drink, of course, courtesy of Tait. It is Thirsty Thursday.
What's
and
happening?
We're honoring the Fifolet.
Yeah, we're
In a
trying
way.
to. So we're going to honor Fifolet today. So today we're making something special. Thank you, Michael, for bringing the weather down, chilling out. So
Oh, yeah.
this is time for us to really kind of get into the fall spirit. So we're making a Fifolet maple daiquiri.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to have here is we're going to do, remember our daiquiri recipe 2-1-1. So we're going to do 2 parts, and I'm going to be putting, this is a group drink. So we're going to do
Yeah, 4
2
shots
parts.
solo
Yeah,
is
that's
gonna
right.
be a
That's
little
right.
bit
2
That's
parts.
a double shot.
2
So
parts
that's-
of Fifolet.
4 times 2.
We're going to do 1 part of lemon juice. Typically in the daiquiri you have lime juice, but here, you know, when we look at the daiquiri, we just want some sort of like tart flavor in there.
Yeah.
Now, we're using a special ingredient here. We have our good friends at Cajun Mountain Getaway in West Virginia. This is a maple farm that actually supports veterans.
Nice.
And they actually support a lot of veterans here. They were just at Gator Cove yesterday and dropped off some of this season's maple syrup. So y'all, this is gold. Now, if you don't have friends like at the Cajun Mountain Getaway, you can use steamed syrup. So again,
Okay.
your regular cane syrup, but the maple is going to add something special to it. So remember, so in a typical daiquiri, you'd be putting simple syrup, but now we're going to actually be putting maple syrup.
This looks so good.
This is going to be, and y'all, I tasted the syrup yesterday,
looks
and
like
it is
liquid gold.
It is knock your socks off great. And finally, what we're going to put in here is basically it's something called an allspice dram. This is a house-made liqueur that we have.
Okay.
So remember, we're putting it, and here's how you sample it.
That's a lot.
This is the way to do it.
Oh.
There you go. So it's a
Ooh.
nice
It's like an
spicy.
apple pie.
There you go. We're
Yeah.
gonna put some shots of the dram in here, and we are going to shake. People always laugh about my shaker. I call this the Kunas. Oh, excuse me, the Cajun shaker. Believe that one. I'm sorry about that. We said we were off today. This is the
okay.
Cajun shaker right here, baby, and we haven't had a drink yet.
Oh.
Now, I know.
Sober as attack at
I'm
this
sorry,
point.
FCC. You send the bill to me. All right, y'all. Here is a nice maple Fifolet daiquiri. I know. I'm going to blame it on the Fifolet. I really am.
It's just being too close
It's
to
just
it.
It's
too
the
close.
Fifolet. Follow the light, Tait.
So,
Follow
y'all,
the light.
cheers on this
Cheers.
one.
Follow the light.
Oh.
Tell me that's not just heaven
I
in
like
a glass.
the lemon in that.
You have
Ooh,
the
the
lemon,
lemon
that
is
punches
very
through.
good.
You have the maple syrup on the back that's going to have that really nice earthy tones to it. And then you have the spice rum that's going to have
That's really good.
cinnamon, allspice, vanilla.
That spice,
Yeah.
the allspice, is really,
It's really nice.
It pops up
it
in there.
blends
Yeah.
so well.
And that's the thing with maple syrup and all of these ingredients. We want people to go and experiment with the stuff you have in your cabinet.
Yeah.
And or if you have friends who bring in some special ingredients like our Cajun Mountain Getaway, use it, and don't just let it stay on your shelf.
I love that. And I really love the notes of the maple in here. It's like a deeper flavor. I don't know how to describe it.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Tait, if people at home have yet to come visit you, where are you located?
Y'all come to Gator Cove. We're at 2601 Southeast Evangeline Thruway. But don't come tonight. We have a private event. But y'all come this weekend. Yeah, we're always making cocktails like this with our local rum, and we try to use as many local ingredients as possible.
Go visit him
Yep.
if you haven't already. We're going to put this on our website, klaf.com. I'll be right back after this. We can't get over this drink. It's
No.
so unique. You mentioned there's a lot of different flavors in this.
It's
like,
so
the more
full.
you
Like
drink it,
the aftertaste
you
is
get-
good. The initial
yeah.
taste.
It's a lot of flavors for your brain to comprehend, but it all somehow works.
It does, and it really goes back to that nice fresh maple syrup. And like I said, if you can't get your hands on that, you can use steamed syrup because what we're looking for in this drink is we want to have some sort of really earthy flavor to it.
Yeah.
And that's what it brings.
It does it.
Yep.
This is
That's
delicious.
awesome.
Tait, as
Yep.
always, thank you. And thank you at home for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.